Roller coaster manufacturer Intamin has a big problem on their hands. All of their tire-driven launch coasters in the United States have been standing but not operating since early June. This includes Darkoaster at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, Arctic Rescue at SeaWorld San Diego, and Wavebreaker at SeaWorld San Antonio.
Additionally, Quantum Accelerator at Six Flags New England has been delayed until 2026. So this makes us think that it isn't some simple issue that can be just fixed like this.
It already would have been.
Exactly, they would have already fixed it if it was simple. So we're thinking they've discovered a defect on these coasters that is grounding them for now while they investigate a solution. It could be even, like a safety issue, which is a major reason they would halt these.
So what can Six Flags, SeaWorld, and Busch Gardens do about this? I mean, what else do you do when you have a broken Intamin roller coaster? You call Zamperla, baby!
Yeah, they're calling the big boys. Yeah.
Who you gonna call if it's something weird?
Now there is a reliable roller coaster manufacturer that has stood the test of time.
Exactly.
I can see them adding like 400-foot spikes to these straddle coasters. Yeah, why not?
Why not?
500-foot top hats.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean, they might work for like 8 days and then just go down for the rest of the season and then take a full year just to get it back up and running. And never how it originally ran, by the way.
Historically speaking, of course, yeah.
That is what we call success
That's how you do
in
it.
the business, folks.
Take notes. And speaking of Zamperla, we do have to give New England a shout out for how they handled this situation here. Six Flags New England's announcement. Quantum Accelerator update. When it comes to debuting world-class attractions for our guests, we won't rush the process. Therefore, we are moving the debut of Quantum Accelerator to 2026. This reflects our commitment to quality, comfort, and reliability. We appreciate your patience and understanding. See? Pretty basic, normal, nothing alarming, just reassuring, actually.
Reassuring, positive at all fronts, so yeah. Definitely wouldn't expect something like this from Cedar Point.
No. Let's reflect. So last year's announcement from Cedar Point regarding Top Thrill 2's delay. Top Thrill 2 remains closed as Zamperla, the ride's manufacturer, continues working on a mechanical modification to the coaster vehicles. While we do not have a reopening date, we hope to provide more information soon. We sincerely appreciate your continued patience and look forward to the reopening of Top Thrill 2 as soon as possible.
Day and night, folks.
Yeah. The blame game was on high display here.
Yeah, and I never liked how Cedar Point did that, honestly, and like
it's trashy, I'm sorry, it really is.
It really is. Like, they're so elitist or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, props to Six Flags New England.
Exactly.
Looks like they want to try to keep some relationships going strong.
Wow, that's weird. Yeah, make your work balance a little easier here.
Yeah, but unfortunately, because of the merger, the Cedar Fair people are now in charge, and they've hated Intamin for quite some time now. So I'm honestly not sure if we're ever going to see an Intamin roller coaster at another Six Flags park.
Yeah, just slashing and burning relationships over there for whatever reason.
But still, props to Six Flags New England. Like, very nicely handled. Yeah.
Very professional. So this roller coaster was in the works before the merger, just as Georgia Gold Rusher was at Six Flags over Georgia, another Intamin roller coaster. But our little pal Zimmy here would not allow that camaraderie with Intamin to last too long, would they? Nope.
Yeah, those might be the last two Intamins we see at Six Flags. Good things Kadia got Falcon's Flight in the works before the merger.
Oh, if he could get his grubby little hands on that over there, he would just start knocking it down.
And technically, Six Flags doesn't own Six Flags Qiddiya Park. They're just going to be managing it. That's owned by like zillionaire princes.
Okay, yeah, so they probably won't let Zimmy anywhere near it.
And oil money, baby. So yeah, Six Flags New England, they handle that really well, but it is still a very unfortunate situation for them to have their new for 2025 coaster, which looked like it was built, testing, like ready to go, delayed for a full year now. That's going to hurt their attendance this season. Also, this is a big hit for both SeaWorld parks as they don't really have too many roller coasters in their lineups. And these family launch coasters, like, they draw in a lot of people. Basically, everybody from small kids to like the oldest of old people can like ride these and have fun. So yeah, it's a draw for everybody.
And it's summer too, so it's just like really horrible timing.
Yeah, definitely. Let's say Busch Gardens, they're suffering the least because they have a new family thrill coaster in Big Bad Wolf, The Wolf's Revenge. Terrible name, by the way. Like, what was wrong with the Big Bad Wolf? Like, this is too long.
Well, it's his revenge. He's back, baby.
I guess. Still don't like it, but
Just lazy. But that's not what this is about.
I digress. Yeah, they're going to take the lease hit because they have a bunch of roller coasters at Busch Gardens, and yeah, just a new family thrill anyway, so they're probably going to be doing fine this year.
Exactly.
But what's really unfortunate is that both SeaWorld Parks and Busch Gardens is owned by one company, United Parks. So yeah, they're taking a big hit on this one.
Yeah, they're probably super worried about this because they've been affected multiple times.
3 times. Wait, we own the parks that have all 3 of these coasters that went down?
How did this coincidentally happen? So this issue is not affecting any of the LSM launch straddle coasters like Hagrid's, which, you know, thank goodness, because people would be rioting in the streets if that had an extended closure.
That is the ride at Islands of Adventure, and it's never had less than a 120-minute wait.
Never seen it. Yeah, exactly. So that would be a disaster. I mean, that might actually put a fire under their butts to, like, get this solution fixed quickly, but I'm glad that we're not dealing with that, at least. Silver lining. And you'd think this would be affecting the tire-driven coasters overseas by the same manufacturer, but those are all still operating, so we think that that's very strange.
And yeah, this is very odd considering that Intamin has built several of these models between 2017, which was when Wavebreaker debuted, and 2023, which is when Darkoaster and Arctic Rescue were built. And yeah, there's one big thing that stands out here, the elephant in the room. None of these were built in America.
So as we were speculating, we weren't sure if perhaps the U.S. has, you know, stricter regulations on things, which could really be a myriad of different items, or if, you know, maybe different parts had to be used on, like, say, the restraints. I know Americans can tend to be perhaps more robustly sized than our European counterparts.
We have more dynamic dimensions here.
Yeah, that's the nicest way we could say it. Dynamic dimensions. So that could be a factor.
So yeah, it makes a lot of sense that they would have to modify, like, restraints possibly to accommodate our, you know, rotundness here in the States.
Rotunda. Alright, so what the heck is going on? But luckily we do have an inside source at Intamin who can tell us what's going on, but they shall remain nameless for obvious reasons. Alright, yeah, this seems to be modified restraints for us fatties over here.
No, just the part of the ride that holds you into the train so you don't go flying out.
Is that part important?
No, no big deal.
Okay, I don't know, yeah, but please fix that. We actually rode Wavebreaker at SeaWorld San Antonio this December, so it's kind of scary to think that maybe it wasn't operating the way it should. It seemed fine while we were on it.
But no problem. Yeah.
Now we have no idea, you know, like were our fat butts about to fly out at any moment? I don't know, maybe.
It was a fun ride.
It was fun, yeah. And we do think it's kind of weird that it took so long to find this defect because Wavebreaker has been operating for 8 years. So, you know, what is this like all of a sudden, you know, coming to light? It's strange.
Yeah, and I don't even think, maybe Wavebreaker wasn't the one that discovered it on. Maybe it was maybe it was Darkoaster, yeah.
Maybe so, or maybe they were testing the one in New England and they were like, oh my gosh, is this happening everywhere? Yes.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they saw it, because Quantum Accelerator has to go through testing and testing and testing. That's probably when they realized it, and then like, oh, we have three other ones of these in the country. We got to shut them down now.
Shut them down. Get the fatties off their eyes and shut it down.
Well, I mean, no harm, no foul, right? There was never any incidents on these, so that's a good thing.
Knock on wood. Yeah, they didn't come to that.
Yeah. Seems like they're just maybe exercising just extreme caution here, just to be like on the safest of safe, because these are roller coasters we're dealing with. Kind of like how like if a part of your car gets a recall and you never go in to get it fixed and it never has any issues because fine, whatever.
Exactly. But we can't take those chances when you're dealing with thousands of people riding these every single day.
Yeah, Intamin doesn't want an incident, I'll tell you that much. Yeah.
They don't want a lawsuit. No, who does?
Nobody wants to get sued.
Nobody wants to get sued, and you can sue anybody.
You can sue anybody.
So we were just wondering if we could sue somebody.
You can always sue somebody.
All right, you see, Clyde?
All right, but let's take a quick break from all the negative news and shine some positive light on Six Flags here for a second. Alpine Fury just opened last weekend to absolute rave reviews. I am so jealous of everybody that's gotten to ride that thing.
But I'm happy that it is positive news. You know, it's just like all these new coasters. I feel like there's been disaster, especially over the last few years. So, a ray of light for Six Flags.
Yeah,
It's a good feel.
it seems to be a real hit. I'm hearing people calling it like a Canadian Velocicoaster, and that like its launch is like punchier than Mavericks or Velocicoasters, which is nuts. Yeah.
Velocicoaster, eh?
Hey. I'm trying to get a shot out of that mountain. Like 9 inversions. It's just the pacing looks unreal. Oh my god. Yeah.
It really does. So, positive news. Hey.
All right, back to the topic of this video.
Side of the bad news.
Bad news. Boo.
So whatever the defect is, it is going to take time to figure it out and like manufacture new parts for this ride, especially if they really do have to like ground up invent something. Like, who knows?
Yeah, each one of these coasters has, you know, multiple trains, and if they have to build something like new restraints or like new parts for trains for every single one of these trains, that's not going to be easy.
No, and it's gonna be time consuming. Yeah, time consuming. We don't know the timeline on this.
Yeah. And based on New England delaying Quantum Accelerator to 2026, you know Intamin told them, like, hey,
It's not happening now.
it's gonna be a while.
So when will the 3 standing but not operating ones reopen again? Maybe ambitiously September. That would be wonderful. But again, that might be a little too hopeful. So, you know, maybe the beginning of the 2026 season. That seems more realistic.
Yeah, whatever this is, it's obviously gonna take a few months at least, and probably longer than that based on Quantum Accelerator being delayed all the way to next year. And I think because the 2 SeaWorlds are basically 365
I
days
assume
a
they
year
will.
parks,
Yeah.
I don't think they close in January anymore, those parks. So yeah, like the 2 SeaWorlds are 365 days a year. So I figured they would start with those to get those to open as fast as possible. Arctic Rescue and Wavebreaker.
They're counting on this the most, I'd say.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, like they need these rides more than Busch Gardens needs Darkoaster right now.
And more than New England needs Quantum Accelerator.
We already know that's gonna be 2026.
Exactly. That's on the back burner, I'd say, because it has never opened. So
Exactly.
the least of their worries.
So yeah, I'm thinking they'll start with the SeaWorld ones, then the Busch Gardens, then New England. And honestly, I think Quantum Accelerator might be the best of the bunch here. It looks like it's got a pretty cool layout. It's the fastest one at 45 miles per hour, and apparently has 11 moments of airtime. I'm not so sure about that. We'll see, I guess. But yeah, sounds interesting.
All in all, this isn't fantastic news, but we are happy that Intamin was able to identify the problem early before a disaster happened. Nothing terrible happened, thank goodness. We have no doubt that they are working on the situation now, and they will get these coasters open as soon as possible, and hopefully Quantum Accelerator will just open with the park in 2026.
I believe it will.
Positive thinking, people.
Absolutely. So what do you guys think about our timeline? Like, how far off are we? Like, is this gonna open? Are these gonna open a lot sooner than we think? Let us know.
Maybe.
Are we missing something? Do you know what's actually wrong with these roller coasters?
Do you work at Intamin?
Because we know somebody who does. Our source has never been wrong about anything ever, so
Once.
you can pretty much trust us on this one.
Take this to the bank, yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. There is a subscribe button down there. It's not going to harm you or anything if you click it, so go ahead and do so. We'll catch you guys next time.